All right, fam. All right, fam. How's it going? Hope everybody is doing okay. I just wanted to actually get, this out this Sunday. I said that I'm going to make a video about seasonal tendencies, uh, kind of like just, make it as simple as possible. I know there are some confusions, in developing traders and people that just, or haven't really been looking at seasonal tendencies and they don't really understand what's going on when, one, the main currency going up, the secondary going down, or how you're supposed to read it. Okay, so I'm gonna make it short and sweet. Try to be, as uh, simple as possible. So we are going to look at this is based on a study that I did, based on Michael's teaching. Obviously, everything comes from him. So I just wanna go with the USD CAD. That is something that I'm not looking at every single day, so that's why I also picked a pair, that I'm not really trading it every single day. So but it's good to look at, and I just want to point you guys to the direction where you can easily read seasonal tendencies. I'm a day trader myself. Um, I do look at it, but not obviously. It's more likely for people with a swing trade or even a position trade. It just gives you that underlying narrative, where you should be buying or selling. So first of all, you're going to look at the Canadian seasonal tendencies. And this is it's quite simple. The reason I like this markets made clear chart, it's just nice and clean, and I like that. So let me, if I can just play. Um, Obviously, if we trade in USD CAD, and we are going to talk about a bullish scenario for USD CAD based on the Canadian dollar seasonal tendencies. So I want to point you, your focus from this low point to this high point. The first thing that it immediately catch my eyes, where it would be a really strong bullish condition for Canadian dollar itself. So immediately, if you look at a low point, we kind of going to the high point. D78 until 2020, then it goes into some consolidation. That's why I would pick that up May or even June, bit of a retracement on the average, but coming back. Overall, we're going up. Don't get me wrong, but I just want to take a segment of it where I would just, be really, really comfortable to place a long, right? So this would be the area from the beginning, actually end of March, all the way up to May, uh, even in June. So, but I want to, and this is going to be probably crucial because, okay, but now if you are bullish Canadian dollar here, let's say that you're looking at USD CAD and you're only interested in a bullish scenario. So obviously, whatever I point out now, the exact opposite would be obviously that's what you need to apply if you want to go for short. You just need to mirror it. So if you go in, if you see that there is a strong Canadian dollar bullish seasonal tendency. And once again, it doesn't mean that it's going to play out every single season. No, it's not 100% guaranteed, but that just, an indication, a strong fundamental indication that there is a strong tendency for that particular currency to go long or short within that period. So I want to ask you some questions. That where do you think is a really good selling? point would be for Canadian dollar. Right? I'm going to point that out from the beginning of September, obviously almost end of December. As you can see, start high and it's a strong continuation to the downside. So that would be a really good, meaning that the Canadian dollar itself it weakens, it loses its strength. Now, the reason we are going to focus on this particular segment of it, because I just said that we're going to go long on USD CAD. So if you going long on USD CAD, that means that you need to look for a short Canadian dollar seasonal tendencies. Why? Because the USD, obviously, that is going to be the first as a main currency pair that the Canadian dollar attached to. Obviously, that's the secondary. So if the Canadian dollar losing strength, meaning that the USD CAD is going to go long. Okay, that's why if I wanted to go long, and that's my main narrative based on my technical analysis, and I'm looking at this price action here, that's not quite what you want to look for on the Canadian dollar because that means that Canadian dollar is actually strengthened. That means the USD CAD could and most likely going to go short. So that's why if you want to go long on the USD CAD seasonally, these are the beginning of September until the end of December is your season that to go if you're swing trading or if you just want to align yourself with institutional order flow. That's what you want to look for. Okay, so now I did a bit of a pre back test, just kind of mark up on my charts the segment that we're going to look at. So let me just uh, get it right in front of you in the chart. So as you can see, what I did here, I just highlighted pretty much every single year from USDCAD weekly time frame. So we have a really long, uh, data stream here. And I did highlight this beginning of September until the end of December. I've tried, at least the first or the maybe the seventh sometime. But the fact is that it's every single one of them is the beginning of September until the end of December. So let's just have a look at historically because this is what we've seen, right? So if you look at once again, the Canadian seasonal tendency is from the beginning of September until end of December. It's strong decline in the Canadian. That means that seasonally aligning yourself with institutional order flow should be bullish at that time period. So the 2008 data shows that obviously from the September we had an extremely bullish USD CAD went into consolidation. Next, overall, overall, you see, and this is just part of the reason I mentioned that not every year is going to be the same, because overall, if you look at it, that what are you seeing, right? Right, this is actually uh, a continuous decline. However, I want to point your attention to this low and this aggressive pushback up within that time period. And don't forget that maybe that looks like a tiny move for you, but this is a weekly time frame. So even that move was almost 600 pips. So there's a lot of opportunity to go along on that one. But overall, still overall bearish. Next, seasonal tendency was 2010. Yeah, nothing significant. In this case, it did not really do much. It's a continuous decline. Next, if we're coming up to 2011, I want to point your attention to this beautiful turtle soup by model right there as you can see. And then you can also see a shift in market structure, right? In market structure. September kicks in and a really aggressive rally upwards. So obviously in this case, the seasonal tendency is actually working out well. Next year, 2012, September kicks in. We are actually switched in to bullish. Beautiful, beautiful. Next one, 2013. We have the low after just right after September, the early September, and it continues to move up, which actually did not even stop. Now after December, we kept on going higher. So overall, once again, bullish right here. Just take that off. Um, just within that time of 600 pip move. Look at this beauty. Next September 2014, aggressive with that 700 pips as well. Next for 2015, get this. Beautiful, beautiful. So obviously now you guys can see that at least in days like I don't know from 2018, 7, 8 years worth of data. Um, it is obviously showing you that the seasonal tendencies are there for you to guide yourself in your long-term trades, not just long-term really, but to help you to give you that on what you need to, what can you expect for that uh, period of time. And absolutely, absolutely beauty. Couple of months where actually they're a bit of a. This is the worst month, really, right here, because here we had another 500, 600 pip opportunity, even though overall was actually bearish. But beside these two, every single one of them aligned perfectly well with the seasonal tendencies and a lot of pips to be made there. So, and once again, this is how you read the seasonal tendencies. This was just a USD CAD. You can do that any other pair actually you want. Let me just, if there was something that, no, that was it. So, yeah, seasonal tendencies, guys, this is how you read them. Once again, if you look at the any kind of Canadian, if you use the CAD is what you're trading, or let's say that this was the chef, use the chef, meaning that obviously if the chef, if you want to go on long, use the chef, that you need to find a clean seasonal tendency on the shop where it massively declines. Okay, and the most accurate for you, actually, let me just one more thing I want to point out. No, give me 1 second, and I'm going to because I did some. So let's say that a GU seasonal tendency. Uh, this is once again based on Michael. So this is the clear and the most probable version. If you look at two different, that's why I like personally, I like to look at it and use it individually. So just, what is the pound doing? What is the USD doing? So I can do the rest separately. But if you read the pound US dollar, from early March until April, May, end of May, you can see that the British pound obviously going. Um, Let me just get it. Maybe I can. Okay. Wait, I just wanna. So the British pound, as you can see, strong bullish with the seasonal tendencies. And if you pick a pair, let's say that, I don't know, let's say that this was pound Australian or pound chef. If you see the pound is going up and then let's say the chef would be going up at the same time period, that is something nonetheless probable because in that 2 or 3 consecutive month, both pairs kind of wrong. It's kind of hard to make that decision whether you should go long or short. So that in that case, you are just solely using your technical analysis. But when you see something like this, that you have a pound US dollar and a pound between March and beginning of May, mid-May, it's a strong bullish. And then you see that at the same time, the US dollar, same month, it declines. Now that's a strong indication for you that the pound US dollar is gonna go long on that one. And obviously, couple that with your technical analysis, and then whatever obviously we know already, that is going to give you a strong direction for months where you can actually find a low. And the fact is that with that, you can actually find the low of the month, possibly, right? Um, when you look for, when you anticipate that, okay, early May, early March, maybe mid-March. Obviously, this is where your technical analysis is going to come in play, right? Maybe you're going to have equal lows there, whatever, and on a chart, you're going to have a turtle soup. At the same time, you see the pound US dollar, actually just the pound in this case, creating that low seasonally. Now, that's a strong indication that you should definitely find an entry and just ride that dragon all the way up if you're more like a swing trader or position trader. Um, so I hope I made it, guys, fairly easy and understandable. If you have any questions, let me know. And that's all I got. Talk to you guys later.